how you can absolutely fail as a business seller. In a previous video, I talked about how to fail as a business buyer, but in this video, I'm going to talk on how to fail as a business seller. These are 7 things that you need to avoid at all costs in order to sell a business successfully. I'm Jeramiah Townsend, business broker and advisor. Please like and share this video. Leave a comment in the thread. That way I know how I can provide better value to you. Now, getting into it. Number 1, the number 1 way to fail as a business seller is being unrealistic. A lot of things that I'm going to tell you today are going to fall under this being unrealistic category, but I want you to understand this is the most important thing. It doesn't matter what you think the business is worth. It matters what someone will pay. And so we need to create a value based on what someone will likely pay. So you need to be realistic about that. You need to be realistic when you're selling your business about what someone can afford to pay and how much money they might be willing to put down, how you can help through that process. But number 1, be realistic. Number 2, if you're going to fail as a business seller, all you have to do is don't prepare your business for sale. If you lie on your taxes, that's a horrible way to sell your business. Don't tell the seller, oh, I lied on my taxes. I made all this money, but I didn't report it. Well, guess what? If you didn't report it to the IRS, the buyer's not going to pay for it either. Make sure you prepare your business for sale. Get your accounting in order, get the numbers in order, clean up the business, make sure that everything is cleaned and organized, make sure your signs look good, make sure your vehicles look good. If you have some old ratty looking stuff laying around, you might want to get rid of that, but prepare the business for sale. That's the second thing you need to do. Third thing you need to do is not setting the right price. If you want to fail selling your business, don't set the right price. Here's what I mean. Businesses often sell for 1 times to 5 times earnings. That means however much money you make in a year, that's about how 1 to 5 times that is how much buyer is going to put in their pocket. If you're an owner operator, it tends to trend around 2 to 3 times earnings. If you're only going to get to that 4 to 5 times earnings if you have a management team in place. So if you have a business and you make $50,000 a year, honestly, your business is worth anywhere from $0 because you own a job, all the way up to maybe around $150,000, depending on how the business is structured, assets. It can be worth more. It's rare, but it can be. So you need to make sure to set the right price. If you say, well, I'm going to ask $500,000 for my business, the buyer's going to come in and say, okay, I'll pay you $500,000. How much do you make? And you say, I make $50,000 a year. A buyer is almost never going to pay that. You're going to waste your time. You're not going to sell your business. It's very, very rare where someone will pay such a high multiple for a business. So setting the right price is very important. I know you might have an idea of what your business price is, but it doesn't hurt to call up a business broker or an advisor such as myself to get an idea on what your business might be priced at. We can give you a good ballpark range on kind of where it is. We have to look at the numbers to get a good understanding and give you an accurate price. But to give you a ballpark figure, that's usually pretty easy. So the fourth way you can absolutely fail as a seller, the fourth way you can fail as a seller is not marketing your business effectively. I'm not going to lie, I've dealt with sellers who say, I don't want you to market my business. I only want you to bring me a buyer that is very well qualified. They have the money, but you're not allowed to tell them. You're not allowed to put this up for sale. You can't put it online because I don't want anybody finding out. You've got to market a business in order to find people who are willing to buy it. And when you sell a business, generally speaking, they should put out a teaser, which says, we have a business in this general geography area. So it might be, I have a business in East Texas or I have a barbecue restaurant in East Texas. I have a plumber in the Phoenix area. It's something very, very general like that. That way, it's very broad, but it tells the rough geographic location and the industry. It'll also generally tell some of the basic numbers. I have a plumber in the Phoenix area. He has $1 million in top line revenue. He pulls home about $200,000 a year out of the business he wants to sell. So, but you have to be able to market the business, and that's very, very important. And it is marketed anonymously until you find a qualified buyer. But you do need to be able to market it. I have come across some sellers who just won't market their business. You're not going to sell it if you don't market it, or at least it's much more not likely. Number 5, you as the seller need to be transparent with the buyer. You don't have to be totally transparent. You don't have to tell them, I've been given 6 months to live, and if I don't sell this now, I'm going to lose out on everything the last 5 years or the last 6 months of life with my family. You might want to do that, but you don't have to be that transparent. You don't have to say, if I don't sell this in the next 30 days, I'm going to lose everything. You don't have to be that transparent. You don't want to necessarily give your buyers points of leverage against you, but you do need to make sure that they have the financials, that they might know about potential issues that may impact the value of the company, because failing to be transparent can damage the seller's reputation and the buyer's reputation. So you got to be transparent about what's going on about these things. Number 6, the 6th way to fail, absolutely fail as a business seller, is not being flexible. Look, I know you have your sales price. I know you have your closing date picked out. You might even have a trip or a vacation planned out, and you say, if I need to get this done by such and such a date. You might have those things, but you've got to be flexible about selling your business. You as a seller should be able to provide what the buyer needs. That's what you do for your customers in order to succeed as a business owner. You give your customers what they need. In the same way, you need to be flexible with your buyers. And that leads to point number 7. Don't treat your buyer as an adversary. You need to help the buyer. You need to treat the buyer as a team member. You don't want to treat them as an enemy. Treat them as a team member. Help them out. If they need help financing the deal, find out how to finance it. Brokers like me, advisors like me, we know how to do these things, so we can help get that done. They might need help with the down payment. If you're able to do that, that might be an opportunity. They might be able to financially afford the company, but they want you to stay on for several weeks or several months after the transition to make a smooth transition. This is very normal. So you need to be flexible with the buyer, but not just be flexible, treat them as a team member. Because remember, if you treat them like an enemy and you don't give them the information, if you don't help them, you're not going to sell the business and you will fail as a business seller. Those are 7 ways that you can absolutely fail as a business seller. Please take them to heart. I'm Jeramiah Townsend, business broker and advisor. I help you buy and sell businesses. As always, like and subscribe to this video, please, and make sure to leave a comment wherever you're watching this. That way I know how I can better add value for you. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video.